Let's get some of this understood.
Oh, hey.
Hey, family. Hey. Hey.
You so crazy. I don't know what to do.
Hey, family. How's it going? Listen, we are excited to be back, okay? Super excited. We want to welcome everybody to, okay?
Story time. Story time. Story time.
If you don't know, I'm Bonnie G in the place to be.
Hey.
And like I always say, wherever the Ruach is, I just want to be present, okay? Call my name. I'm here. I want to be like, here, present. All right? Listen, I know. You want to know, and who's this beautiful lady? Listen. My daddy called her Dr. Norwood. But what the Storytime family call her is Auntie Shelly on the beach. But that's right. You already know we no longer do it for ourselves. We do it for the community, okay? Community minded. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay? Listen, I'm really pumped. I feel like we haven't been here for like
a week.
Yeah. It's been a long time, okay? It's been a long. Okay. That was as good as it's gonna get or sound. Listen, y'all know before we break into this good old Jubilees, which is not in your regular Bible, but you already know that because you didn't have your regular Bible for some decades now. But if you want the book of Jubilees, you can go to St0ryTim3, okay? Not .com, because you're not gonna find it there. They don't have it there. Okay, not .com. So make sure you use your Storytime discount, okay? Remember the O in the word story is actually a 0. And 10%. The word time, I decided to be a little fancy. I made that E into a 3, okay? As a reminder to going back to the covenant. Because we understand the assignment. Assignment understood, ma'am. Yes, sir. So as we get into this book of Jubilees, we're going to stop there, get into the word first, okay? We're going to draw your attention to Isaiah 34. Oh, I know. Come, ma'am, come. Right? Isaiah 34. And it says, come near. All right? Come close. Get in here. Come here. That's what he means when he said come near. Come near, ye nations, to hear. To what? To hear. Okay, to listen. All right, Brother James, I'm feeling this. I hope you're on. I hope you're on, okay? Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahuwah is upon all nations, and his fury is upon all their armies. He has utterly destroyed them, comma. He has delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountain shall be melted with their blood. Listen, I'm here for it. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf fall off the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree. There goes that fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Edom, and upon the people of my curse, to judgment. The sword of Yahuwah is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahuwah has sacrificed in Batsra, and a great slaughter in the land of Edom, and in Ray shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood.
Wait, what does your 7 say?
My 7 says, and the ram. What does your 7 say?
And the unicorn shall come down with them.
I'll take that too. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks, and with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of Yahuwah's vengeance, and your year of recompenses. There you go. Somebody say it together with me. Thank you. For the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone. And the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. Well, if that
He ain't playing.
right, listen.
Okay.
Well, if we were expecting a good little scripture before, I mean, it's still good.
I mean, it's he's already starting this process already. He is just he
Judging
said
the nations.
nations
Mm-hmm.
listen, earth listen. I'm coming through here.
Ooh wee.
And I ain't playing with y'all.
Listen, I didn't know it was gonna be like that. This 34 like drew to my eyes. It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I see.
And I'm like, oh,
you got the fig tree, all the whole.
Listen, from the beginning, okay? He pointed out the beginning because that's what they ate, that fig.
He said this sword gonna be filled with blood. Y'all better leave.
Leave the people alone.
Y'all play if y'all want to. I seen this. I don't know if somebody sent this because we get a lot of stuff sent to us in our stuff. Or if this was, I ran across this video, but it was this little girl. I would say she was 2. She was in her little car seat. She crying away because it was fall and the leaves was falling from the tree. She was crying, saying it was her fault.
Oh.
And her dad was trying to say, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And I was sitting there like, well,
wait a minute. How you gonna make it the little girl's fault?
It ain't her fault. I was thinking of it as mankind because of sin.
Got you.
Like because the trees weren't. Yeah, like well,
technically.
Maybe she trying to tell you something out of the mouth of babes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't mean it was like the little girl fault.
Yeah,
I meant
so she like repenting and stuff, like
she said, "That's all my fault." I'm like, but what would make a little girl say that?
Absolutely, mankind, sin.
What would make a little girl say that?
Absolutely.
That is your fault. Okay, now we know her angel ain't whispering that into her ear. So it's the way the demon brought it to her. All this is happening because of you. And don't think he don't go for after the 2-year-old.
He sure do.
She was crying, like she was serious. And her dad was like, it's not your fault. That's just what happens to the leaves in the fall. She was like, it's all my fault. I'm sorry. She was saying she was sorry.
Yeah, that was definitely a time of reflection for the parent.
That was like, think about what she is saying.
Absolutely.
I'm sitting there like,
yeah, technically you're right. You own something.
It's our fault.
It is. Listen, we are in chapter 39, okay? That we're not quite sure, but that's where we starting. I'm pretty sure we got through 38 though. Yes. Because a lot had happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. What you call it, died?
Yeah, because Esau came for Jacob.
And the kids
made a promise,
okay? The kids laughed.
And the kids was the one saying, you better come and we gonna kill you.
And left their daddy body there.
Just like Hasatan left their daddy body
there. Okay, his brother was kind enough to bury him.
His brother Jacob had to bury him. You came to kill him, and he's the one that buried you. And remember, the kids was like, we can't kill our uncle.
Yeah. It's
gotta come from you, Pops.
Yep. You listen, it's gotta come. Listen, Daddy, you gotta take that shot now. We'll come for the cousins. Yeah,
we ain't got no problem with that, but we're not taking
out. Molly walked them cousins, okay, all day.
We ain't taking out.
Yeah, we ain't taking them out. We could. Yeah, we could, but we not. Out of respect. They said out of respect.
Out of respect.
Yeah. Oh wow. Can y'all imagine that your own sons, your own kids threaten to kill you if you don't take out your other family member? Yeah. Dang, that's rough.
Take out their uncle and their cousins.
Dang, that's rough.
Like take out a whole branch of your family. Yeah.
Over lies and things that you instill. This is why you got to be careful what you say to your children or around your children. Because even though you're over it, because Maya today. What's his name that got killed? Jacob and Esau. Esau was cool over it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, okay, he made that promise. But it was the kids that was like, nah, we've been saying this. Grandpa dead. You said once he died, we're going to do this. Yep. Esau was pretty much over it.
And then remember, Esau started thinking about, well, maybe I should, because he did do this. But he wasn't thinking about that before. So that's that evil company corrupts, however that scripture goes. But y'all know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Hang around people.
Oh, wow. Auntie Sheila, your cousin, you don't have to put us on a big screen. You know, a nice little phone, mobile app.
We good.
You know? All right. It's a lot to live up there. All right. All right, so let's get comfortable, okay? Chapter 39, Book of Jubilees. And then I have my wonderful husband here, so hopefully he can chime in and not be shy and say whatever the Ruach puts on his heart.
She just put him on the spot.
Absolutely. Because I don't.
He need to be, though.
He needs to. Because he be dropping nuggets and stuff after story time is over. Like, bro.
All undercover.
That needs to be on story time. Not here.
All right, come on.
All right, yes, sir. Chapter 39. And Jacob dwelt in the land of his father, sojourning in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. And Joseph was 17 years old when they took him down into the land of Mizraim. And Potiphar, a eunuch of Pharaoh, the chief cook, bought him. And he set Joseph over all his house, and blessings of Yahuwah came upon the house of the Egyptian on account of Joseph. That should tell you right now, wherever we are, we bring the blessing. Okay, the blessing come with us and leave with us. All right. And Yahuwah prospered him in all that he did. And the Egyptian committed everything into the hands of Joseph, for he saw that Yahuwah was with him. They be knowing. And that Yahuwah prospered him in all that he did. And Joseph's appearance was comely, and very beautiful was his appearance. So some will say, like, they will use him like as, you know, think about it. Like, I like to refer him like he probably was comely, beautiful, like
pretty boy cute.
Like, well, Abram ain't pretty boy cute. He fine, but I don't know, whatever your spouse look like, you know, if he fine to you, he probably look like that, you know? My spouse is fine to me, so I'm just saying, he probably look like that. Girl. Just like manna, whatever you want it to taste like, that's what it's going to taste like. Hey. That's neither here.
Is your hand up?
Yeah, my hand is up.
Oh, okay. What you got?
Question. I don't know if I missed anything, but did y'all skip a lot?
What you mean?
Because the last thing y'all read on the last time was when Jacob and Esau, right?
Yeah.
When he died.
So and we was on this chapter.
Yeah, that's next in Jubilee. You thinking?
No, because I was thinking because they kind of sound like the middle of like Joseph's story, like
because Jubilee goes more like because it's all happening. It don't happen. This happening. This like it kind of because I think Joseph was already sold when this happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Jasher, remember we're reading on Fridays. Y'all don't be in there in our prayer calls. We're reading the book of Jasher too, so that's why it's kind of confusing. Time. Yeah. And they're kind of like, it's the same thing going on.
Because I was like, man, they skipped the beginning part. But
no, it's all right.
No, we had that already.
No, I had it right when I said calmly, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's all right. All right, listen, let's get back. Auntie Shani, I see you. I know you excited. And Joseph appearance. I got to go back to the appearance because that matters, okay? Apparently, because they wouldn't have put it in there. Whatever it is for you, that's what he looked like, okay? All right. And his Adonai woman lifted up her eyes and saw Joseph. I know she did, okay? Big eyes. She gave him Puss in Boots eyes. I don't know if you ever saw that cartoon, but it was like
big eyes
looking at him, okay? All right. And saw Joseph, and she loved him and besought him to lie with her. Now, listen, I wouldn't recommend that.
How you love somebody you just
saw? Okay, that's where
you love what he looked like.
Listen, that's where love at first sight was introduced into the earth.
Yeah, but this ain't even love. This is like
that's lust, because I mean this is lust. Okay, she was like, "Listen, I will break you off, but." Don't fire me because I was very mild, okay? Yes, Nashawn, Auntie Shani, those are the eyes she gave Joseph right there. Big, watery, beautiful, brown. I don't know if she had brown eyes, but whatever it is.
Whatever, she did it.
Yeah, she did. And she loved him, a.k.a. lust him very deeply. Let me see.
Verse 6.
Okay. But he did not surrender, hallelujah, his soul. And he remembered Yahuwah. And the words which Jacob, his father, used to read from amongst the words of Abraham, that no man should commit fornication. Come on, sir. Somebody can shout right there. With a woman who has a man. Oh, it's that has for me. Who has a man, that for him the punishment of death has been ordained in the heavens before Al-Yan. And the sin will be recorded against him in eternal Sephrim, continually before Yahuwah.
See, he understood that the angel gonna go tell on me, because he wasn't gonna surrender his soul. He didn't say his body or his mind. He said, I'm not giving you my soul.
That's right. He was not gonna surrender his organ.
No, he
not
said,
at all.
You're not getting my soul. No.
Because he knew it was gonna be remembered forever. Ooh, imagine if we knew this stuff growing up.
Yeah.
A lot of us
would
wouldn't
lose my life.
Absolutely. A lot of us wouldn't have surrendered our souls.
Yep.
Man, that's crazy. All of this stuff was designed to pervert us mentally, then physically.
Get us to curse ourselves.
Curse ourselves. Wow. And Joseph remembered these words and refused to lie with her. And she besought him for a year. Girl, diligence. But he refused and would not listen. But she embraced him and held him fast in the house in order to force him to lie with her. And closed the doors of the house and held him fast. But he left his garment in her hands and broke through the door and fled from her presence.
She locked him in a room.
Girl,
was she gonna rape him?
Yeah,
that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, for a year she was like, "Listen, I've been waiting."
For a year, this woman.
She was
like, go somewhere else. You probably got a whole bunch of yeses.
Oh yeah, but
Egyptians.
The yeses probably wasn't as fine. You know what I'm saying? And didn't weigh as heavy as Joseph.
And she probably,
you know what I'm saying? That yes wasn't.
And the fact that he kept saying no probably made her want it all the more.
Ooh, say it again.
Challenge.
She was like, I know you can say no, but I mean, yeah, you're right.
I don't know that song. So.
Boy, I know you watching. I can see it in your eyes. Okay, that's probably what she was saying.
But
they
he
did
wasn't
music.
Watching.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Well, flip the words a little bit.
Okay.
Let's focus.
I mean,
you tell us to focus
before you start throwing clips around.
Gosh. All right, verse 8. I can't take these two nowhere. Good to see you, Rungi. You came in just on time. Shalom, because Auntie Shelly and Abram is acting up. All right, verse 8. And she besought him for a year, but he refused and would not listen. But she embraced him. That means she held him. She embraced him and held him fast in the house in order to force him to lie with her, and closed the door, bam, of the house and held him fast. But he left his garment in her hands and broke through the door and fled without her presence. Whew. Thank y'all for being with him.
He broke the door. He said, no, I'm out of here.
That brother was, listen, he was the Flash, okay? He was the Flash. I just had to give y'all sound effects so you can see it. You understand? Verse 10. And the woman saw that he would not lie with her, and she bore false witness of him in the presence of his Adonai, saying, Your Hebrew servant whom you love sought to force me so that he might lie with me. Oh yeah, you're right. She was more. Yeah. Okay, let's go back. All right. So she's saying, Your Hebrew servant whom you love sought to force me so that he might lie with me. And it came to pass when I lifted up my voice that he fled and left his garments in my hands. And when I held him, and he broke through the door. And the Egyptians saw the garment of Joseph and the broken door. And he heard the words of his woman and cast Joseph into prison, into the place where the prisoners were kept. Well, duh, because it's a prison. And prisoners are normally kept there. But that's neither here or there. Whom the king imprisoned. Oh my God.
So basically it is a little different because the king's prisoners were treated a little differently.
Oh, really?
It was still prison, but their prisons were better. Like they didn't go to like an ordinary prison.
Oh.
Like if you ever went to London, you heard of the Tower, right? And the Tower Bridge.
No.
No. Okay.
But
well, the Tower Bridge is where the king and queen's prisoners went.
Really?
So, like, if you were a princess or a prince or a duke or a duchess or anything like that, you didn't go to a regular prison. You went to a different prison, and you got to bring your maids and all that stuff with you.
Kind of like rich people. Rich people go to prison.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. They still got all. They probably got a golf course all the back and all that kind of stuff.
TV.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Good food. Okay, wow.
And I remember when the first time I went to London and I went to the Tower, I wasn't tripping that it was a prison. I thought it was like part of the palace or something. And I was like, this palace is awfully small. And why would they call this a palace? And then somebody said, no, this is the Tower Bridge. This is where because it kept saying Prince so-and-so was in this room. And I was like, this little rickety cool room. What kind of palace is that? It was like, no. This is where they kept those the king's prisoners.
Wow.
I was like, okay, well, for a prison, this is quite nice. This is a big old room.
Right. Change your perspective, huh?
It changed your perspective.
That ain't so bad.
Hey, if I had to go to jail, I'd be here.
And that's saying a lot from Auntie Shelly. She don't play, okay? Pinky's all the way up.
Somewhere. I mean, it's so, but it's so guarded that they actually keep the crown jewels in there.
Wow.
It's on display, everything. Behind like this glass thingy I think it's bulletproof or something, but they keep the crown jewels in there. That's how secure this Tower Bridge is.
Wow. Okay, so I learned something on story time. All right, verse 12. And he was there in the prison, and Yahuwah gave Joseph favor in the sight of the chief of the prison guards, and compassion before him, for he saw that Yahuwah was with him, and that Yahuwah made all that he did to prosper. And he committed all things into his hands, and the chief of the prison guards knew of nothing that was with him. For Joseph did everything, and Yahuwah perfected it. And he remained there 2 years. Did a crime, man, spending time, and you ain't even did nothing. And in those days, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, was wroth against his two eunuchs, against the chief butler and against the chief baker. And he put them in the ward in the house of the chief cook, in the prison where Joseph was kept. And the chief of the prison guards appointed Joseph to serve them, and he served before them. And they both dreamed a dream, the chief butler and the chief baker. And they told it to Joseph. And as he interpreted to them, so it befell them. And Pharaoh restored the chief butler to his office, and the chief baker he slew, as Joseph had interpreted to them. But the chief butler forgot Joseph in the prison, although he had informed him that what would befall him, and did not remember to inform Pharaoh how Joseph had told him, for he forgot. And that's crazy because in Jasher
it tells us.
Yeah.
Because wasn't somebody born, or it was some kind of
poisoned,
celebration? The
butler, the baker.
The baker poisoned Pharaoh's food. The butler just had some flies because he brought the cup.
Yes, and they dreamed the dream.
Right?
No, I think
which one is alive? The butler is alive.
Yeah, the
baker died. So the butler's crime was there was flies in the wine, which just means he just wasn't paying attention to what he was doing.
Yeah, he was careless.
Right. But it wasn't poisoned, or the flies wouldn't have went into the wine. But the baker had poisoned the king's food. Yeah, That's
or
why
bread.
So I think they thought about it. It's like, okay, well, the butler can come up, but no, he really tried to kill me.
Yeah, he gone. All right, Shalom, D. Wayne. All right, chapter 40 in Jubilees. And in those days, Pharaoh dreamed 2 dreams in one night concerning a famine, which was to be in all the land. And he awoke from his sleep, and he called all the interpreters of dreams that were in Egypt, and magicians, and told them his 2 dreams. and they were not able to declare them. Okay. And then the chief butler remembered Joseph and spoke of him to the king, and he brought him forth from the prison. And he told his 2 dreams before him. And he said before Pharaoh that his 2 dreams were one. And he said unto him, 7 years shall come in which there shall be plenty over all the land of Egypt. And after that 7 years of famine, such a famine as has not been in all the land. And now let Pharaoh appoint overseers in all the land of Egypt, and let them store up food in every city throughout the days of the years of plenty. And there will be food for the 7 years of famine. And the land will not perish through the famine, for it will be very severe. And Yahuwah gave Joseph favor and mercy in the eyes of Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, we shall not find such a wise and discreet man as this man, for the Ruach Yahuwah is with him. And he appointed him the second in all his kingdom, and gave him authority over all Egypt, and caused him to ride the 2nd chariot of Pharaoh. And he clothed him with byssus garment. That's as close as I'm gonna get that word tonight. Right. Don't even try it, okay? BYSSUS. You can do it. You're welcome.
The good stuff.
There you go.
Maybe that's the designer's name.
There you go.
It is
Byssus. I don't know. Buy us for us. Byssus. Okay? Byssus garments, okay? Available way back then. And he put a gold chain, and we love some gold, okay? We still rock gold chains. He put a gold chain upon his neck, and a herald proclaimed before him, Al wa avi wer. Take it, okay?
Right.
Take it. Y'all can get into that 7th verse and read it for yourself. And placed the ring on his hand, and made him ruler over all his house, and magnified him, and said unto him, only on the throne shall I be greater than you. Wow. And listen,
that means y'all better listen to Joseph.
Yeah, because the only way I'm going to be better than you is this throne. Mm-hmm. Listen, thank you, Auntie. Thank you. I appreciate that. That verse 7. Wasn't even going to fight with it tonight.
Yeah. And also go read this in Jasher, where it gives you a lot more, because it tells you all that stuff the magicians were saying. And Pharaoh was like, y'all lying. He basically told them, y'all lying.
Listen.
I'm going to kill all y'all. Y'all lying.
Jasher, listen, Jasher is for the details, okay?
Yeah.
They're for the details,
yes.
Okay? All right, verse 8, and I love how he forgot all about the woman. Where the woman at? Where Miss Hottie Pants at? All right. And Joseph ruled over all the land of Egypt, and all the prince of Pharaoh, and all his servant, and all who did the king's business loved him, for he walked in uprightness. For he was without pride and arrogance, and he had no respect of persons, and did not accept gifts, but he judged in uprightness all the people of the land. And that's how we are supposed to judge today. Okay?
No favorites.
No favorite. You can't buy me off, okay? You wrong, you wrong. You right, you right. All right. And the land of Egypt was at peace before Pharaoh because of Joseph, for Yahuwah was with him, and gave him favor and mercy for all his generations before all those who knew him, and those who heard concerning him. And Pharaoh's kingdom was well ordered, and there was no Satan and no evil person therein. And the king called Joseph's name Sabaneth. Oh, Sophaneth. The T is silent. There you go. And then Panek. That's as close. Listen, I'm gonna call him TP in a minute. And gave Joseph to be his woman. What? Wait, hold on. Yeah, and the king called Joseph's name. That T, that silent thing. Saphaneath.
I'm trying to remember because I heard it in the movie. I don't know if the movie was right, but they said that name.
What's the one?
It was like Sapanakaneo, something like
Sapanakanum. There we go.
Okay.
There you go. I'll take it. Okay. That's the name. Okay. And gave Joseph to be his woman, the daughter of Potiphar. So the woman that wanted him, he gave her daughter. They had a baby. Listen, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, listen.
The chief cook. That's him. I guess he was a priest. It was which makes sense in Egypt.
The daughter of the priest of
That's
On,
Potiphar's daughter. I don't know if it's by the same woman. Probably because it seemed like he only had one wife.
Listen, I don't know.
Oh, I know the mama was mad.
Listen, I know she was like, baby, how what?
I bet she was mad. She probably hated her daughter.
If that's the same woman, she was like,
it's definitely the same dad. It's definitely the same dad. It's definitely her husband.
Listen, I'm sure she don't mind. Like, listen, you need to be out of town for a minute. Listen, I'll house sit your house.
She better leave Joseph alone right about now, because
listen, you better leave that man
alone.
alone.
Remember in the book of Joshua, she was even going up to the prison.
Yes, she sure
was. At him.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. Joshua give you all the details. Woman was crazy, okay? She was a stalker.
And your daughter. But could you imagine if you was Joseph and you had slept with the mama?
Oh man.
Or you had sex with the mama and then now, because you can't just turn down like Pharaoh, like, what are you going if he gives you this woman, you can't say,
yeah,
I had sex with her mama. What?
Can't do that.
Can't do it.
Ooh wee. She said she was big mad. Ooh wee. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, verse 11. And on the day that Joseph stood before Pharaoh, he was 39 years old.
Just 30, baby. Just 30.
You right. I don't know where I get 39. It's not even in there. Okay, I'm not even on verse 9, no nothing. My bad. And on the day that Joseph stood before Pharaoh, he was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh. And in that year, Isaac died.
Okay, so he got sold to Potiphar when he was 17. He was there 2 years.
Mm-hmm, in
jail. Before he got put in jail, he was serving for 2 years. Then he got put in jail.
For 2 years.
So that means he was 19 when he went into jail.
But remember, we're in Jasher. Oh, no.
Question.
No, we just read that he was working in the house for 2 years, right?
So is this going parallel with Jacob and Esau? Because it's because now Isaac is dead. Yeah, when he came before. So the thing with Jacob and Esau is going on around the same time this is going on.
Because Isaac was still alive.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, wait, let me.
Yes,
Rangi. And he remained there 2 years, and in those days, Pharaoh, the king of Misr, was brought. So he went. Oh, it don't say how long. He stayed in Pharaoh's house, huh?
I think in Jasher mentioned.
Well, she besought him for a year.
Yep. So that was like 5 years.
But he stayed in there longer.
Yeah, no, but like it only give us the timeline in this one is for like basically like 5 years. But I think in Jasher it really goes into details. Rangi goes and said, I think he did 11 years time. Jasher mentions. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, verse 12. And it came to pass as Joseph had said in the interpretation of his 2 dreams, according as he had said it, there was 7 years of plenty over all the land of Egypt. And the land of Egypt abundantly produced, one measure producing 1,800 measures. Whoa, I can just imagine that's a lot. Okay. And Joseph gathered the food into every city until they were full of grain, until they could no longer count and measure it for its multitude.
So he was trying to keep track of how much he had. He's like, we just got a bunch. We just got a lot.
Stacking it. Keep stacking it. Yes. Okay, chapter 41 of Jubilees. And in the 45th Jubilee, in the 2nd week, and in the 2nd year, Yahudah took for his firstborn a woman from the daughters of Aram named Tamar. But he hated and did not lie with her, because his mother was of the daughters of Canaan. And he wished to take him a woman of the kinsfolk of his mother. But Yahudah, his father, would not permit him.
But that's what Yehuda get for marrying a Canaanite.
And even though it was told to you not to.
Yes. And you just went and now your son want to marry a Canaanite and his mama want him too. Which means his mama was, brought him up like, you gonna marry one of mine.
You gonna marry from my side. Let me see, Rangish, you go on to say he stayed in there longer because he told the butler to tell the king. He didn't trust Yah in that moment. Jasher does mention that.
Yeah, Jasher said he had to stay there 2 more years.
Oh,
because
yes.
You trusted in yourself.
Oh, wow.
Yahuwah, because you told the butler to try to get you out.
Oh, yeah, he sure did.
So
okay.
You got 2 more years you got to stay.
So you totally spent a total of 4 years in jail. Right?
I think he was there longer.
Longer than that? Okay. But it makes sense, girl. It makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Verse 3. And this the firstborn of Yehuda was wicked, and Yahuwah slew him. And Yehuda said unto Onan, his brother, go in unto your brother's woman. Oh, okay. Woman, and perform the duty of a man's brother unto her, and raise up a seed unto your brother. And Onan knew that the seed would not be his, but his brother's only. And he went into the house of his brother's woman. Oh, I wonder if it was a 2-story flat. What's floor plan was like. And he went into the house of his brother's woman and split the seed on the ground.
Spilled.
Oh, that's what it said. Listen, it's the house that
you just
thinking they splitting ownership or something.
No, that was what they did back then. Like if you had brothers and like say your older brother
they died, and then it went to the next
brother goes in and marries her, and they have children.
Thank yeah, we ain't in them days. All right. And Onan knew that the seed would not be his, so he knew that he couldn't count that son as his son.
Even though it really is,
right?
It really would have been, but they would have said it was his older brothers. Yeah.
Oh wow. But his brothers only. And he went into the house of his brother's woman, and he spilt the seed. Thank you for that. Spilt it, okay? Like you just spilled a glass of water. He spilt it, he spilled the seed. Okay. On the ground. And he was wicked in the eyes of Yahuwah, and he slew him. Okay? Wow. And Yahuwah, and Yahuda said unto Tamar, his daughter-in-law, remain in your father's house as a widow till Shalak, my son, be grown up. And I shall give you to him to be his woman. And he grew up, but Betsuel, the woman of Yahuda, did not permit her son Shalak to marry. And Betsuel, the woman of Yahuda, died in the 5th year of this week.
They just a whole bunch of disobedience, all because you married a Canaanite.
That's it.
She was like, she's not giving my sons to him. My sons died already.
Right, exactly. And then she ended up dying.
What's wrong with her?
Right.
It's deadly.
And then that's kind of weird because you're watching your husband grow up.
That is kind of weird.
That's weird. Like
But that's how it was back in the day.
That's how it was.
I get it, but
2023, you gotta think about it too. Like on the flip side, the men were doing that because the older men were marrying like younger.
Women. Yeah.
So it's just flipped.
Yeah. Got you. You're right.
Especially like with kings and stuff like that. Like the women they had to marry were like still like teenagers or like kids.
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yep. And Yahuwah had to step in because this is the line to the Messiah. Ain't no Canaanite.
Yeah.
Can't get in.
Sorry. Nope. Ain't no graft. You can get grafted in and all that, but not to the line of Messiah. You can't. No.
That's pretty dope how like you see all that stuff happening because it's like he's like making sure the bloodline
stays pure. Yep.
That's right. Your favorite cousin said, "Teach Abram."
Of course he did.
I know. Okay. Verse 8. I'll be happy when he say, "Teach ladies." You know what I'm saying?
He'll never say it. He'll never say.
Okay. Verse 8. And in the 6th year, Yahuda went up to shear his sheep at Timnah. And they told Tamar, behold, your father-in-law goes up to Timnah to shear his sheep. And she put off her widowed clothes and put on a veil, and adorned herself, and sat in the gate, adjourning the way to Timnah. And as Yehuda was going along, he found her, and thought her to be a harlot, aka hoe. And he said unto her, let me come unto you. Okay. And she said unto him, come in then. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? He went in. Now, it don't say how long he was in there.
That's Abram's grandson, though. I mean, not you, Abraham. I'll say Abraham.
Yeah.
What did he say? Do so?
He said, do so.
Do so.
Baby girl said,
you ain't got to say nothing else. Do so.
He said
ain't an argument.
Absolutely.
Do so.
I don't listen. I ain't worried about your job currently, what you doing right now, because you're a harlot. But you know what I mean. He's like, you know what, baby girl, you done made something stand up. You know what I'm saying? Rise at attention. All right. So basically, you know what I'm saying. He went in. Okay, y'all know what he went into. I don't know how long he stayed, but that's not our business.
Verse 11. Okay. You tripping?
No, I'm just saying because some things, details, but we don't need to know details.
Don't need to know details.
Exactly. All right. Thank you. And she said unto him, give me my hire. And he said unto her, I have nothing in my hand save my ring that is on my finger, and my necklace, and my staff, which is in my hand. And she said unto him, give them to me until you do send me my hire. And he said unto her, I will send unto you a kid, yes you will, of the goats. And he gave them to her, and she conceived by him.
And just so you all know, the stuff that he gave her was valuable. That's his name.
Absolutely.
That's his claim to his rich. She could have been writing notes, putting his seal on it.
Absolutely.
She had control of the cash. She had control of the bank account.
Listen, that's some powerful stuff. You know what I'm saying? Emphasis on the stuff.
Yeah.
To make me give you my very
you gave her your livelihood.
Absolutely. Like, whoa, what a superhero. I mean,
and trusted her with it, and you left.
Girl.
Because you know he was finna come back for some more. He was gonna bring them kids and them girls. He was gonna bring something extra.
Listen, all she was missing was a cake down there, okay? Wow.
He gave up his whole life.
Auntie Shelly got fired.
How I get fired?
You just got fired.
Nah, I think that was you.
No, it didn't say no names.
No, I didn't say nothing wrong. It had to be for
you just said it. You said that was some stuff. Where we at?
Yeah, that's why you lost. We are on 12.
12. Okay. Listen.
I think we're either on 12 or 13.
Okay. And she said, yeah, we on 13. And Yehuda went unto his sheep, and she went to her father's house. And Yehuda sent a kid of the goats by the hand of his shepherd, and Adulami, I don't know what that is, but somebody that works with him. And he found her not. And he asked the people of the place, saying, where's that hoe? I mean, where's that harlot who was there?
That's why you get fired.
You was thinking it.
No.
Where's that harlot who was here? And they said unto him, there is no hoe over here. Make it real.
That's why you fired. Everybody knows what a harlot is.
But that just sounds like made up. You got to tell
us. Doing something?
You got to use real terms.
Okay. We gotta say that.
I mean, it don't have no, you know, ain't no thought over here versus ain't no hoe over here.
Same thing though.
Which one would you prefer? 1 or 2? Okay. Listen, thought number 1, 2, hoe. Which one? It's up to you. Okay. However you want. I prefer the hoe. All right. Listen.
Oh, you made me lose my place now.
Okay.
15.
So, 15. And they said unto him, there is no hoe here with us. And he returned and informed him and said unto him that he had not found her. I asked the people of the place, and they said unto me, there is no hoe here. Mm-hmm. And he said, let her keep them, lest we become a curse of derision. And when she had completed 3 months, it was manifest that she was with child. And they told Yehuda snitches, saying, Behold, Tamar, your daughter-in-law, is with child by a whoredom. Okay? And Yehuda went to the house of her father and said unto her father and her brothers, Bring her forth, and let them burn her, for she has wrought uncleanness in Yasharel. What about you, sir? You sitting there poking.
The audacity.
Right.
But remember, at this time, he doesn't know it was him, but still, that's not the point.
Right.
You know you slept with a hoe. A harlot.
So you prefer number 2. I see. You prefer number 2.
You slept with a harlot your darn self.
You sure did. Listen.
And when the servant couldn't find it, you was just like, let her have the stuff, because if we keep asking, people gonna find out about me.
But then you're gonna say burn her up. You wasn't saying that when you was in there.
You don't know it's his yet, but still. You know you slept with a harlot. A harlot. Right. It don't sound right.
That's his daughter-in-law.
Daughter-in-law. Because remember, he said, wait, I'll give you my other son when he grows up. So she supposed to just be sitting around waiting for the other son.
But she was like, no, I'm going to get it from you.
Because I see now you lying because your son is grown.
You still ain't
and you ain't bought him. So you owe me a baby. And technically he did.
And she got it.
Technically he owed her a child. And she said, since you ain't going to give it to me, I'm going to take it.
There's so much I can do with that. But I will not, because I got fired. Oh, you got fired by Dwayne too. He said both of you got fired. Until your book is falling apart laughing.
Yeah,
too.
I know. It's not for me laughing, but yeah.
The book agreed number 2, okay? The book was like, yes, say that. All right. Verse 18. And it came to pass when they brought her forth to burn her, that she sent her father-in-law the ring and the necklace and the staff, saying, Discern whose are these. Basically, tell me who these are. For by him I am with child.
Bam! Drop mic, leave the room, busted. Because, like I said, there's only one of these. Each person has their own personal seal. Their own, because this is your livelihood. She said, who these belong? How I get them?
How I get them? I can tell you, but you can guess.
We both know how I got these.
And she said,
let's not play.
I'm going to throw a rhetorical question out there. Who these belong to? Because whoever they belong to, that's who child this is.
That's my baby daddy. Hey.
Who that is? That's just my baby daddy.
Y'all don't need no DNA. I don't need no DNA test, you know. Now what?
All right. And Yehuda acknowledged and said, Tamar is more righteous than I. Yes, because she just busted you out, okay? Than I am. And therefore let them burn her not. And for that reason, she is not given to Shalak. And he did not again approach her. You didn't need to.
Yeah. He was like, because he saw that she, on the surface, it seems like she's a whore because that's who you went into.
Right.
But really, she was getting what was owed to her.
Yeah.
And then she chilled out.
Yeah.
So technically, you can't call her a harlot or a whore because that is not, you never gave her no money.
Yeah, absolutely.
She just took what was hers and got the stepping, and then she chilled back at her dad's house.
She sure did.
That's why I said, oh, she more righteous than me, because I thought.
Listen, what I thought, he said, let me go into you.
I'm the one that was wrong, because I thought I was buying a harlot, which is wrong.
Yep.
And she was just getting what was owed to her.
Sure was. Boy, stealth mode, okay?
Come on, Tamar.
Go on, Tay. All right, verse 21. And after that, she bore 2 sons, Paret and Zerah, in the 7th year of this 2nd week. And thereupon the 7 years of fruitfulness was accomplished, of which Joseph spoke to Pharaoh.
She had twins.
Oh yeah, girl, that was a visitation. Okay, when he said I'll go into you, he did his thing.
Okay, we sorry, y'all. No,
you already fired. I'm gonna have to ask for my job back tomorrow night. And Yehuda acknowledged that the deed which he had done was evil, for he had lain with his daughter-in-law, and he esteemed it hateful in his eyes. And he acknowledged that he had transgressed and gone astray, for he had uncovered the skirt of his son. And he began to lament and supplicate before Yahuwah because of his transgression. And we told him in a dream that it was forgiven him, because he supplicated earnestly, and lamented, and did not again commit it. And he received forgiveness because he turned from his sin and from his ignorance. For he transgressed greatly before our Elohim. And everyone that acts thus, everyone who lies with their mother-in-law, let them burn him with fire, that he may burn therein. For there is uncleanness and pollution upon them. With fire, let them burn them.
So he knew, but he said, I'm going to forgive you because you didn't know it was your daughter-in-law.
That's true. And you, yeah.
You did wrong, but you thought it was a harlot. You didn't know it was your daughter. Had you known it was your daughter-in-law, you would not have done it. So I'm gonna let this, even though you wasn't supposed to be with no harlot either.
You sure wasn't.
But I'm not gonna act as if you committed that crime, because you really didn't know you committed that crime.
And this was all a part of my design. You know what I'm saying? I had them people tell him, hey, your daddy going to Timna. Your father-in-law gonna be there. That was all a part of the plan.
He had to fix it because they messed it up. You messed it up, so I got to fix it.
All right, verse 26. And do you command the children of Yasharel that there be no uncleanness amongst them? For everyone who lies with his daughter-in-law or with the mother-in-law has wrought uncleanness. With fire let them burn, the man who has lain with her, and likewise the woman. And he will turn away wrath and punishment from Yasharel. And unto Yehuda we said that his 2 sons had not lain with her. And for this reason, his seed was established for a 2nd generation and would not be rooted out. For in singleness of the eye, he had gone and sought for punishment, namely, according to the judgment of Abraham, which he had commanded his sons. Yehuda had sought to burn her with fire.
I don't know if y'all caught that.
I don't know if I caught it either.
He said the sons never had sex with Tamar. Look.
No, because they...
Yeah,
they died.
He said that... No. He said that his 2 sons had not lain with her. Wait. And for this reason, his seed was established. Okay. So, how did a seed get spilled on the floor?
Oh, you talking about her first 2?
The first 2. She ain't never slept with him. She never had sex with him.
Yeah.
So how they spill their seed? What was they doing?
Oh.
I'm just saying, if y'all don't see it, you don't see it.
So they might have been,
yeah, because they were like, we ain't sleeping with her. We ain't doing nothing with her.
Wait, but the second one, I thought he like did it, but then like
nope,
do it.
Nope. It never happens.
Wow.
He said they never, and one of the reasons why I'm forgiving you is because they never really had sex with her.
What you say?
Them evil Canaanites, what they do? Just stand in front of her, mock her, and like jack off.
Well, yeah.
But y'all know. And then just, you ain't getting my baby.
Wow.
And that's why he killed him.
It's not a withdrawal, because before, I don't know
if it's a withdrawal, you gotta put it in.
Yeah, you gotta put it all the way in. That's the best way I can say it.
Trying to keep it clean. But yeah.
This point,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like how you go to the bank and you stick that card in to the teller, the ATM, and then you press withdraw, and then you wait for your monies to come out that little skinny part. Yeah, that's the best way I can put it. So yeah, you can't get a withdrawal. unless you use your hand.
Yeah, because he says his 2 sons had not lain with her.
Mm. Wow. So they probably just mocked her, and that's why the Most High called them evil.
And killed them. Like, you ain't supposed to be doing this. Oh.
And he was hated, but he was hated and did not lie with her. He sure didn't. The first son didn't lie with her because his mother was of the daughters of Canaan. Mm-hmm. And then the second one,
he said, I ain't doing it either.
No, Dad, I was telling him how to use an ATM. You don't have to look shocked. I was showing him about ATM.
Yeah, he's just stupid, right?
Well, that's why he got the faces.
Yeah, so I'm just saying you just go act like Moray is stupid, like he don't know what you was talking about. With the whole
for
ATM.
the kids, for the kids' sake, you know what I'm saying? It's the best I can do. I was very tempted to.
Sorry, y'all. We just had to let y'all understand what is really going on right here.
What is really going on? That's what happened. Verse 42. All right. And in the first year of the 3rd week of the 45th Jubilee, the famine began to come into the land, and the rain refused to be given to the earth. Oh, so okay. For none whatsoever fell, and the earth grew barren. But in the land of Egypt there was food, for Joseph had gathered the seed of the land in the 7 years of plenty and had preserved it. Now that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Listen, I don't know if I want to go there because I think I'm climbing on the mountain. Climbing on the hill.
To bring it back down, because now we just talk about a real famine. Real didn't rain. Joseph, remember in Egypt, he putting up all the grain from the 7 years of plenty. That's why Egypt has food. That's all we talking about, Bonnie.
All right, listen, that's what we talking about. Verse 3 then. Verse 3.
Yeah, because it's part of the
part of the prophecy.
But
the dream. I don't know. This one was pretty good. All right. And the Egyptian came to Joseph that he might give them food. And he opened the storehouses wherewith the grain of the first year, and he sold it to the people of the land for gold. And Jacob heard that there was food in Egypt. And he sent his 10 sons that they should procure food for him in Egypt. But Benjamin, he did not send, and arrived among those that went there. And Joseph recognized them, but they did not recognize him. And he spoke unto them and questioned them. And he said unto them, Are ye not spies? And have ye not come to explore the approaches of the land? And he put them in a ward. And after that, he set them free again and detained Simeon alone, and sent off the 9 brothers. And he filled their sacks with grain, and he put their gold in their sacks, and they did not know. And he commanded them to bring their younger brother, for they had told him their father was living, and their younger brother. And they went up from the land of Egypt, and they came to the land of Canaan. And they told their father all that had befallen them, and how the Adonai of the countries had spoken roughly to them, and had seized Simeon till they should bring Benjamin. And Jacob said, Me have ye bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simeon also is not. And ye will take Benjamin away? On me has your wickedness come. And he said, My son will not go down with you, lest perchance he fall sick. For their mother gave birth to 2 sons, and one has perished. And this one also ye will take from me. If perchance he took a fever on the road, ye will bring down my old age with sorrow unto death. For he saw that their money had been returned to every man in his sack. And for this reason, he feared to send him.
So he thinking they stole it. We ain't steal it. We paid for this. I don't know what.
I don't believe it, because no.
He said, how y'all come up with the gold and some grain?
Y'all stole it.
And now y'all talking about he want to see Benjamin.
No.
What? Nah, Something don't smell right around here.
Simeon about to stay there. And the famine increased and became sore in the land of Canaan, and in all the land saved in the land of Egypt. For many of the children of the Egyptians had stored up their seed for food from the time when they saw Joseph gathering seed together and putting it in the storehouses and preserving it for the years of famine. And the people of Egypt fed themselves thereon during the first year of their famine. But when Yasharel saw that the famine was very sore in the land, and that there was no deliverance, he said unto his sons, Go again and procure food for us, that we die not. And they said, We shall not go unless we continue tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. That was it.
Okay, well, that was interesting.
That was such an interesting ride.
Yeah, that was a trip.
All right, so someone remember that we all know verse.
We're on chapter 42.
Verse 16.
Yeah, I can pull up this point, my little pointer at 16.
Verse 16. Wow, y'all. Wow. That was a lot.
That was a lot. And it's like I said, it's always fascinates me how you read something. Like I said, I read this book, but then you go back again and it's like, how I missed that?
Yeah, how I missed that. Yeah, absolutely. Ooh-wee.
How I missed that the first time?
I don't know.
Well, assuming we're not fired.
Right.
And, they hired somebody totally different to,
They may not look like us.
To come do story time tomorrow.
I mean, maybe. Let me check these text messages.
Wait, I just want to make sure I didn't get fired, did I?
You did get fired. You definitely got fired. This was good lesson. So good. I'm going back and watching the replay because I missed a little bit. Oh, come on, girl. Come on. Yes. Watch it. It's going to be good. Yes, you definitely got fired though. Not by Murray, but you definitely got fired by Dwayne, and we take him serious.
Oh, he did. He said, but he put it in caps.
That's rather
with
rude.
Exclamation mark. Okay, we fired.
Rather rude to put it in caps, but I get it. The exclamation marks would have did the trick. And just like that, we rehired, girl. We here.
Woo.
We here. Woo.
We're just trying to get as close to the truth as possible.
As possible, giving the people like reality. Let me see, reality. That's
yes,
it.
Those
not
are
reality.
Real people.
Reality isn't a word, but reality. Okay, we're trying to give y'all reality. What happened?
Oh, good, Dwayne.
Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's important to know what's going on and what that whole situation looked like,
so you can avoid it.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yes.
Listen, I wouldn't recommend seeking out hoes. Don't do it. Wouldn't
Especially giving them everything you got.
Don't do it. And then they coming back with your baby. Don't do it. All right. With that being said, I don't know why we thanking Abram.
Yeah.
He didn't read.
Thank you, Abram, too. Just Abram, that's their boy.
Right. Favoritism.
Straight.
Favoritism. Well, with that being said, make sure you understand the assignment, okay? And make sure you go back to the covenant. All right? With that being said,
stay there. Yeah. Stay there.
Thank you. In the words of Marvin Sapp, stay there. All right. Love you. We love you too, girl. We love you too. Our assembly love you. We all love you. And we will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Shalom.
Shalom.
Bye. That was fun.